All right, let's just dive right into this explainer. Today we're tackling a massive debate between two absolute heavyweights in enterprise security, Qualys VMDR and Rapid7 InsightVM. We're going to leave the fluff behind and focus purely on the hard data to see which one truly fits your enterprise needs. Listen, if you're a CIO, CISO, or an IT leader staring down a massive software investment right now, this exact question is probably keeping you up at night, right? The stakes are incredibly high, and choosing the wrong platform can leave your network exposed and your budget totally drained.
To get to the bottom of this, we're going to break things down into 5 parts. First, the vulnerability challenge, then core features and AI, pricing and deployment, operations and integrations, and finally, the final verdict.
Okay, part 1, the vulnerability challenge.
Think of your IT environment like a massive, sprawling office building.
Vulnerability management? Well, that's your tireless building inspector. These platforms are out there checking every room, every window, testing every single door across your servers, clouds, and laptops, finding the broken locks way before a hacker can even jiggle the handle. Both Qualys and Rapid7 do this, but they go about it in very, very different ways.
Which brings us to part 2, core features and AI.
So architecturally, there's a huge difference right off the bat in how these tools actually discover your assets. Qualys is all about speed. They claim up to 6 times faster detection using this single, incredibly lightweight cloud agent. It covers modern ecosystems beautifully. But Rapid7, they bring robust agentless scanning to the table. And honestly, that's a total game changer. If you're dealing with a mixed environment, legacy systems, network switches, or hardware where you literally can't install an agent, Rapid7 is going to give you that flexibility you desperately need.
But hey, finding bugs isn't enough anymore, right? You need to know what's actually on fire. Qualys tackles this with TrueRisk, which pulls in over 25 threat feeds to filter out the noise. We're talking about potentially reducing the actionable vulnerabilities you actually need to worry about by up to 85%. That's massive. Rapid7 counters that with their active risk score. And here's the kicker. Rapid7 actually owns Metasploit, the world's premier penetration testing tool. So they feed real-world live exploit intelligence directly into their scoring. They're showing you exactly what attackers are actively exploiting right now.
Now, we arrive at what I think is a huge differentiator. Finding the broken lock is one thing, but fixing it, totally different story. Qualys includes native patch management right out of the box. You find it, you patch it. Boom, all in one tool. Rapid7, on the other hand, doesn't actually include native patching. You have to bolt on third-party tools like SCM or Ivanti. And let's be real, that adds administrative complexity, extra costs, and potentially introduces new failure points right into your workflow.
Let's talk AI, because both platforms are leveraging it beautifully, just in distinctly different ways. Qualys takes the edge for sheer breadth here. They've recently launched Total AI, which is a module dedicated entirely to securing your own AI and large language models from tricky things like prompt injection attacks, pretty cutting-edge stuff. Rapid7 uses their AI a bit differently. They rely on machine learning pipelines via Amazon SageMaker for incredibly fast risk score predictions. This means you get immediate risk context for a newly discovered vulnerability before a human even has a chance to analyze it.
All right, moving on to part 3, pricing and deployment.
So if the budget is your primary driver, Qualys is generally more cost-effective when you scale up. It sits at roughly $17 to $33 per asset per year. And remember, that actually includes the patch management we just talked about. It's a highly competitive list price, making it about 65% more affordable on paper. Rapid7 comes in at about $25 to $35 per asset per year. Now, Rapid7 offers fantastic upfront pricing transparency on their website, which we love, but you do need to keep an eye out for hidden costs if you decide to upgrade to their broader exposure command platform later on.
And these architectural differences we discussed earlier, they drastically impact your realistic deployment timeline, which, let's face it, is often exactly where IT projects go to die. Qualys operates on a pure SaaS model. You can get initial visibility in 15 to 30 minutes, basic setup in a day, and a full enterprise-wide rollout in just 4 to 8 weeks. Rapid7, however, requires a hybrid approach. You've got to deploy on-premise scan engines across your network segments. Because of that architectural requirement, a full mixed environment rollout with Rapid7 is realistically going to push your timeline to more like 6 to 12 weeks.
Let's pivot to part 4, operations and integrations. Day-to-day operation with these tools is really a tale of two philosophies. Qualys definitely demands a bit more technical expertise up front to master all its tagging and asset groups. But once you've got it dialed in, its powerful automations like ITSM ticketing with a wild 96% accuracy rate basically run the show for you. Rapid7, though, is universally praised for having a highly intuitive UI.
They have this feature called remediation projects that makes it incredibly easy for non-security folks, like your developers and regular IT teams, to collaborate, take ownership, and resolve issues without all that usual friction.
Now, for massive enterprises, reliability is absolutely non-negotiable. If your security platform goes down, you're literally flying blind. While both are robust, enterprise-grade tools, Rapid7 gets a slight nod from users for its incredible platform stability, boasting a 100% target availability on AWS. Qualys offers a solid 99.9% SLA, but public records did note a few outages affecting their reporting in 2025. Just keep in mind, with Rapid7's hybrid model, you're the one responsible for maintaining those on-premise engines.
When it comes to integrations, your current environment is really going to dictate your choice here. If you're already running Rapid7 products like InsightIDR or InsightAppSec, sticking with their ecosystem means you share the exact same agent, cleanly avoiding that dreaded agent fatigue on your machines. However, if your main focus is heavy compliance automation across all sorts of diverse global frameworks, Qualys is practically unmatched. They offer over 850 out-of-the-box policies ready to go on day one.
Okay, we made it to part 5, the final verdict.
Looking at the overall scorecard, it becomes pretty clear that there's no absolute winner here. It's more of a situational champion based strictly on your enterprise's unique maturity and specific needs. Notice the ties in critical areas like risk scoring, asset coverage, ITSM integration, and AI capabilities. But look where they diverge. Qualys clearly sweeps in native patch management, compliance, pricing, deployment speed, and CI/CD integration. Meanwhile, Rapid7 captures the crown for ease of use, overall platform ecosystem, and uptime. So, to summarize it all, you're going to want to choose Qualys if your driving factors are budget optimization at massive scale, or if you really want an all-in-one tool that actually includes patching so you don't have to bolt on third-party software. It's also the clear-cut choice if you operate in heavily regulated industries that demand massive automated compliance reporting, or, like we mentioned earlier, if you specifically need to secure your own AI and LLM models with a cloud-first, fast deployment.
Conversely, you'll want to go with Rapid7 if your team desperately needs a highly usable, intuitive interface to finally bridge the gap between your security and IT departments. It's definitely the right call if you have a ton of legacy devices requiring agentless scans, if you're already invested in the existing Rapid7 Insight ecosystem, or if you just want the absolute best real-world exploit intelligence on the market directly from Metasploit.
Ultimately, both tools are truly exceptional, but they serve entirely different operational realities. The stakes here are high, and the threat landscape, it's not waiting around for you to decide. You need to carefully weigh your team's maturity against the facts we've walked through today. So I'll leave you with this. Which platform matches your enterprise's true reality? And ultimately, which vulnerability are you leaving wide open by delaying your decision? Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and I will catch you in the next one.